All right. We are live for this week's episode of Indie Inquiries, where we review indie game store pages and provide marketing and store page advice to give your game the best chance at succeeding. I am Josh Blazer from GameWisdom.com, and joining me from Nexus Games is Sharky.
Hello, everybody, and we'll hopefully one day get a name for a new name for the studio.
Mm-hmm. All right, but we got two very different games lined up for this week. For those of you watching this live, those of you watching this record, just be sure to tune into each part when they go up. And as always, if you like to suggest a game for a future video or future stream, whether it's one we reviewed or new one, please reach out as we are really looking for new submissions. Our two, yep.
And if you have a game that you're making yourself, feel free to submit that too.
Mm-hmm. So for this week, these are two games that I've had a chance to play, and we were kind of interested in looking at them from a store page standpoint. And we are beginning with Flynn, Son of Crimson. We just wrapped up the full play of it on the stream, and I'll probably cut it all up and turn it into a video at some point. So, let's start, as always, with the thumbnail. So, what do you think about this one?
Well, I definitely love the colors. The colors are absolutely amazing on this.
Mm-hmm.
Great use of colors.
Yep, and
the big issue I have is that the F in Flynn is not really readable.
Yeah, it feels like it's flowing essentially right to left. Maybe if it flowed left to right and let that purple kind of be the background, the F, it may have helped it stand out more.
Well, they could have put some of this white purple that they have behind the L, behind the red.
Mm-hmm.
And you see how it kind of just starts at the tip of the red kind of thing. They could have brought that forward and, got a lot of the F in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They could have took the actual logo itself and moved it over some towards the characters, or rather moved the purplish pink stuff in the background over farther onto the F. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's still, I think, a really good thumbnail. I like the characters, how they point towards the actual title.
Yeah, there's definitely structure there. There's a triangle there from the characters pointing at the name.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't, like, I think it just really pops when you're looking at it, and that is a very important part about having a thumbnail like this. The text, like the Son of Crimson, is pretty readable, and again, like this is something that catches your eye. Like I think if you're scrolling down, you're going to see this like very, is that like a neon purple or just like a very like bright purple?
Well, I mean, neon is just I don't think you could classify anything as officially neon kind of thing color wise.
Mm-hmm.
But it is I mean, they're playing with saturations right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like there's the light saturation purple that's, right above the L kind of thing. And then you have the high saturation pink above like between the L and the Y above that. And then you have the high to mid saturation purple beside that. And see, the low saturation makes the high saturation stuff stand out more, So it's a way to make saturation stand out higher. Now, keep in mind that you could definitely go a lot higher saturation than what they have here, but it appears to just glow essentially because of that differentiation of contrast.
Yeah. So, grade-wise for this one, it's definitely not the best thumbnail we've seen, but it's still, I think, really high up there.
Yeah, I think this would be A- territory.
Yeah. Like, this one that we struggled with when we kind of did our pre-stream, like, kind of pre-review of this, that it does more things right than it gets wrong. it just doesn't, I think, do enough to get into the A plus range.
Yeah.
But it's definitely higher than a B plus.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so yep, A minus A I think is fair for it. So with that, let's see if we can get this trailer working. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let me just double check one thing. I just want to make sure that I think I'm live. I think just like no one's watching. That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for the trailer?
Yep.
Okay. And 3, 2.
Yep.
Oh, all right. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go. So
Again, beautiful art in this game.
yeah,
That's not a cold opening. This is
highlight
just,
reel.
yeah. It's a highlight environmental reel.
Yeah.
Not, there goes Bambi.
Mm-hmm. So we actually have footage. It's good they're showing a variety of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of have like a downward at the 34-second mark. Okay.
Yeah, they were building up, and then they just stopped the momentum and just went back down.
Yeah.
And now they just killed it all again, and now they're going back up again.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want a change in momentum like this. Not in a trailer. I mean, in a game, absolutely.
Yeah.
Game story, but like, you don't want this in a trailer. A trailer's too short to have that kind of thing.
And this trailer is on the long side as well.
Yep.
And they're
It
showing
shouldn't
like
be any
animation.
longer than 90 seconds slash 130, a minute 30, and this is 15 seconds longer than that.
Yeah. I like the music kind of playing to like the boss fight. Like I like the final section of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got our call to action. Really like beautiful scene there. Double nail on
Yeah,
Steam.
the thing about this call to action though is Steam and Humble is so small that it's almost not calling to action. The call to action.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that takes care of that. And
so, I mean, like the trailer felt like there was no structure to it. The gameplay scenes felt more like, for a lot of them, felt like just gameplay clips rather than edited clips for a trailer.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did like clip it or remove the UI for a lot of for I think most of the actual trailer, which is good. But yeah, like the music until like the last 15 seconds of the actual gameplay wasn't really matching. And like the high low, high low, high low kind of thing is also very weird.
Yep.
Yeah, like you could have cut a lot of this trailer out. So there's a second trailer that's only 40 seconds long, and it just feels very much like the abridged version of the trailer we just watched.
Yeah. And we're not going to watch those.
Yeah, I'm going to show a little briefly on my side here. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of the footage of the second trailer is repeated in the first. The whole boss fight section, just like doing a lot of the motions. So like the trailers, like this is not the same as Webbed, where we had 3 really good trailers that could have all been spliced into like one fantastic one.
Yeah. They just seem to lack in a lot of ways. It's just
and again, a lot of like the game is really being sold on the art and the actual aesthetics of it.
Yeah, which we're not reviewing here, but the art and aesthetics and the animations are all top tier.
Yeah.
But top tier, all of that does not make a top tier trailer.
It helps, but it doesn't help you with structure.
It doesn't help you make a better trailer, you know, as in for our grades, but it does help you for a better trailer overall to sell with, but we
Yeah,
don't include that in our grading system.
yeah. So grade wise, not a lot of structure. Again, it showed off a lot of variety, which is what you want to see.
Yeah,
But pacing is definitely off here. They probably could have cut 50 seconds of this trailer, I think, easily.
yeah.
Because a lot of
The,
this is just either repeated footage or just, here's a character running. Here's a character running over here. Here's a character running over there. Like,
did they ever Naruto run?
mm-hmm. Like the part at the end, like when they're doing like the bosses and it's like timing the skips to the beats of the music, that's definitely good. That should be in every trailer of this game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like just again, this is one that we were kind of split on in terms of the grade. Like it's definitely not, B range material at all. But
Yeah,
the question is, where does it fall lower than that?
yeah. I'm going with a D plus
Mm-hmm.
because the structure was just non-existent. The the gameplay footage was, you know, more gameplay clips and not trailer clips
Mm-hmm.
and such like that.
Yeah.
The
Like for
music didn't fit.
yeah. For me, like as an action game fan, it showed me what I wanted to see. Cool moves, lots of variety, that kind of thing. And again, the animation is just fantastic on it. So I'm going to be a little bit kinder. I'm going to give it a C minus, and I think that may be like the top for me on a good day.
Yeah. But
So
if we were to grade this on us, if we were to include aesthetics into this grade would be way higher.
yeah.
But we don't.
So let's get. One second, let me close that out. There we go. Let's get to the screenshots. And this is, again, a very easy one to either get a really high or really low grade to.
Mm-hmm.
And every one of these screenshots, I believe, is original.
Yep.
Like, they're all crisp, they're all very good looking. The only thing is, I don't think they did any kind of cropping or change on them. But
Yeah. They didn't go the extra mile.
they definitely hit what we want.
Yep.
So yeah, this is an easy A plus.
Yep.
If
A
they would have
plus.
cropped the images, if they would have like zoomed in on a few spots, probably take it into S tier.
Yep. It's definitely up there.
Mm-hmm. But does the About This Game page stay up there? Let's find out. So,
First off, we have that starting image. Oh,
yeah, it,
like
it
the game is beautiful. That starting GIF banner is not
yeah.
nowhere near as good. I mean, like if the game was less beautiful, kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
then that GIF would have been pretty well acceptable. But like that, that is lesser than the gameplay, and you don't want a polished, a quote unquote polished GIF to
Mm-hmm.
be less pretty than your gameplay.
Yep.
I mean, it's like I don't know. It's like it's like the inverse of what like McDonald's does.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if the image they give you on on the trailer for their hamburgers is what your hamburgers actually look like,
Mm-hmm.
and for the trailer image they give you what they look like in reality now.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, and like this is the the splash screen at the start of the game,
Hmm.
and like it doesn't really match. I think like the animation quality of the rest of the game, which hurts it.
Yeah, it's not as good, well animated. It's not as good aesthetic wise.
Hmm. Like I think just using like another like in-game footage as the starting GIF would have been better.
Yeah, just a GIF of the gameplay would have been better than this.
Yeah. So if we scroll down, I don't like the use of the white text. I feel like even though it's bolded, blue text would have been better here.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not a bad thing that they did this. It's bad that they did not do better than
Yes.
this.
So we have a huge wall of text. Again, you want like what would we say, like 4 to maybe 4.5 lines at most.
No, you want 4 sentences,
4 sentences.
which is no more, which is generally less than 3 lines,
Yeah.
and this is almost six. This
Yeah, this
is
is
six
like
lines.
double of what we want. Maybe 2.5 times what we want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Like,
double the max we want.
yeah, like if this went up to back in to try and take over the island, if it was just that, if it stopped there, that would have been, I think, right at like the cusp of it. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that would have been the maximum acceptable length.
Yeah. And the gifs don't really match what they're describing. Now, the first GIF, though, I like it. It's a little bit on the long side, but it
I mean,
shows like a.
second.
Oh, yeah, the second, or the actual first gameplay GIF. It shows a
Mhm.
lot of variety in terms of that footage. And again, the
It's a
animation quality is just fantastic.
Yeah, it is,
And
and
then,
that GIF is really good, but like it, it just doesn't really kind of go there.
yeah. And then the second section, classic 2D action platformer, like this paragraph is acceptable.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
It's
And
still on the long side, but it's in the acceptable long side.
yeah. Let's see. All right, so then the next one, again, we have two paragraphs. Could probably have broken it up with another GIF.
Yep,
And then this
and
next
both of them
GIF,
are again at the kind of maximum length.
yeah. So this next GIF is a little bit weird. They're trying to show like the world shifting, but it just really looks like you're just showing different footage.
Yeah, and, and it's really long too.
Yeah,
If the average consumer that's scrolling through here, I don't think we'll see the entire GIF.
yeah. All right, then we have another Explorer or Santiga.
Or a double paragraph,
Yeah.
again, which you don't want.
Then we have another combat GIF. Now, one thing that I will give this the page credit for, it's not just showing the same background or the same environment. Like they are legitimately showing different aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, like again, like I'm just memorized by the animation quality and like just the overall like look of this game.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah. But then we get to this. Embrace the power of Crimson Energy, and this is a very bad section. It is,
Embrace the power of wall of text.
yep. And one of the things that we see here is that you have three distinct sections. And what they did was they had just one super sized GIF for it. It would have been better from a flow standpoint to turn this into three mini GIFs and have them for each section.
Mm-hmm. That would have been worlds better.
Mm-hmm.
Same content, but more digestible.
Yep, and breaking up that text. And then
Mhm.
as a final knock, there's no GIF to go with elemental magic in the form of fire, ice, and lightning. Like it's
Yep.
so at the bottom that I think most people won't even notice this.
Yeah, that just blends right into system requirements.
Yeah,
There's
and
also like no call to action at the bottom or
yeah,
the top or anywhere on this about this game page.
yeah. And as a special note that I was thinking about, the store page doesn't even mention one of the key systems of this game, and that is the whole upgrade system of being able to give your character new abilities and grow along those lines. And the consumer base, I think, kind of did not know about that, with the majority of them quitting before the first hour is up.
Which is when you finally unlock that very, very important system that they should have unlocked way before the hour mark.
Yeah. It should have been like from a UX standpoint, and again, this is not being graded on the store page, obviously, but this is just like a general UX practice. When you pick up the red crimson gems, whatever they're called, it should have mentioned these can be used for upgrades, or they're going to have a use. Like you don't want to put collectibles in for the sake of collectibles.
Although we see mini games do that,
Yep.
and we assumed that this game was going to do that too,
Mm-hmm.
until we got an hour in, and it's like, oh, they actually do have a purpose. That's shocking.
Yep. And again, that's not what you want. But again,
Yeah.
that's kind of taking us off topic. We may need to talk about this more as a safely extreme topic at some point.
Yep.
But overall, for the store page,
What do you mean
not
over the
or
story?
sort
You
of
mean
about this, yeah, not the best one. Even though
No.
again, it shows really good stuff, the structure is just not here.
Yeah, and the application is not here either.
Mm-hmm. And
And they led with their worst foot forward there at the start.
we've seen shorter pages with fewer information, I think, score better just because it
Oh
got
yeah.
the structure right.
Yeah.
So,
Better to be short and do it right than be long and do it wrong.
mm-hmm. So
That pretty much rhymed.
yeah, there you go. Grade wise, definitely not in the C range.
Yeah, this is definitely subpar.
Yeah, it doesn't get the gentleman's C from us.
Yeah, this is there's a lot of good stuff here. It's just done in a really bad way.
Yeah.
It's like if you think about it, like if you think about a pile of gold, you're like, oh, that's a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Until you realize that it's there's tons of it and it's going to crush you under the weight of it and you're going to die, and that turns a good thing into a bad thing.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm. It's
that's
like
kind of the way this game page went.
it's like trying to present a piece of art in a very bad frame that's like falling apart and it's has stains on it and things like that.
And the glass has stains on it.
It's like cracked and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
this one I was debating on whether to give it a C minus or a D plus.
I'm going to go D plus because
Mm,
they just do
yeah.
so many things wrong. Like they did basically everything wrong. I mean, the only thing that saves it from an F is that the stuff here is quality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The if the stuff here was not of quality, this would have been an F.
Yeah. And I think D plus is like again like D plus maybe C minus on a really good day, but I think I'm leaning more towards D plus.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to the title card. So we have in this case two really good tags: action adventure. It's missing the gimme of single player,
Yep.
and
But we're not going to penalize it for that. It just could have been better.
yeah. And I'm trying. I was like trying to think if there was anything else in terms of like tags they could have used, and I couldn't think of any like really other big ones. What about you?
I mean, they might could have got away with the RPG one.
Yeah, could have been. So we have developer, we have the publisher. They have a website that is decent.
They have a franchise of Humble Games, and that's not a franchise.
Yeah, I just wonder if that's a Steam change that could just be autofilling because we're seeing that with a lot of games lately.
Uh,
If
the franchise is a new Steam feature,
mhm.
but it's not autofilling because
Uh-huh.
I've seen several of the newer games that do not have it,
Okay,
or have it set to something else.
yeah, all right.
So,
So
I mean, if it is an autofill feature, then you have people who are seeing that and going back and getting rid of it. You know what I mean?
hmm so if
So
you're
like,
indie dev, be sure to take note of this.
mm-hmm.
Let's see. So Twitter, you can contact them on. That's how I actually got the press key for the game. You have
The
your official Discord.
website. How did the website look?
I think it was decent. Let's see. Uh, yeah, yep, I think it has a decent look too. We have press kit front and center on the top. You have email right next to it. That's good. Not the best one, but I think still above average.
Yeah, plenty well serviceable. More than
Mm-hmm.
serviceable.
Yeah. Okay, so they have the Discord, which is good. I mean, really, the only thing we could possibly nitpick them on is just missing one of the gimme tags.
And the franchise.
Yeah. But, man, I think overall,
And the fact that they don't have a YouTube or some other social media on here.
yeah. But I think overall, though, they've hit, I think, almost everything that we want.
Yeah.
So,
Except for that second social media.
yeah. So I don't think this gets an A plus, but I think an A is fair for it.
Yeah, solid A.
Yep.
I would agree.
All right, so let's get to the final grade for Flynn, and this is an interesting one. I think this is the first time we have one where everything is bumping up a somewhat low grade.
I don't know about that. It's not our first time. But our trailers are the lowest, are pretty much the lowest grade. It's a C minus for Josh and D plus for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the thumbnail definitely brings it up because that's A's.
Yep, screenshot and title.
Are A's, you know. The about this game page we gave a D plus, so that's definitely
Not
either holding it for me or pulling it down for you.
Yeah, and I think the D plus, I think that keeps it from going up 3 grades. If that was in the A range like everything else, we could have probably given it a 3 grade bump.
Yep. But since it's not, we're both going to give it a 2 grade bump. So Josh's goes from a C minus for his trailer grade to a C plus, and mine goes from a D plus up to the gentleman's C.
Yeah. So again, trailer is important, but you can see that kind of wiggle room if the rest of the page can, go above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is what makes it really hard to get. When all your grades are high, it's very hard to get higher.
Yeah. Webbed last week was just what? It was like all like B plus A minus. Like we couldn't really bump it up higher, but it was just consistently one of our better pages.
So are we ready to go on to our next game?
Yep, I think so. Let me do a double check here. Yeah, not sure what's going on today, but we have like very few people watching live.
Yep.
Alright, I am ready. So, let us switch to Jupiter Moon's Mecha. This is a game that we played during one of the festivals. I enjoyed it, I saw potential. But does the store page keep that potential?
Yeah. And as a special note on this one, somebody in particular did work on this store page to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
But how better is it? We're about to find out.
Mm-hmm. So
this thumbnail,
it's just there. It's not telling me anything about this game. I like the mech design, but it's just like if we go back to Flynn, like Flynn. Wow, that was not easy. The Flynn thumbnail. Say that 10 times fast. You look at this and it just immediately grabs your eye. You're either going to be staring at the purple, the character, or just the title itself. With Jupiter here, there's just nothing that's really eye-catching about it.
Yeah. You're going to make me reopen that page after I just shut it.
Like, the title is readable, and that, again, is bare minimum. but it's not telling me anything about this game.
No, that's in the about this game section. But
Hmm. But like this is one that it just has, like the briefest moment of it's going to catch your eye.
yeah, it's not. It's there's nothing to this thumbnail basically
Hmm.
besides that
Yeah, just
that there's Queen Dex. That's pretty much it.
hmm. And you're not really going to know what the genre of this game is simply by this thumbnail. Now, to be fair, though, like something like Slay the Spire, I don't think the thumbnail really says it either. But I think the actual thumbnail is far more eye-catching.
Yeah, there's nothing really eye-catching about this. You know, the only thing that it's got going for it is that the text is readable and that it looks half decent. You
Yeah.
know, but everything else, there's no structure, there's no
Hmm.
nothing, you know,
Yeah.
here.
So, grade-wise, like this is a hard one. It's on the lower side. We were just debating how low can you go. The
We're
limbo
playing
grade.
Limbo now.
Yeah. So, what do
How
you
low can
think?
you go? I think this is definitely either D or D plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to split the difference on this one, or do you want to?
I think I'll lean more towards D plus.
All right, then I'll go D.
Yeah, like it just doesn't do enough for me to bump it into the C range.
Yeah,
But I don't think it's horrible. Like we've seen horrible thumbnails. God knows I've seen plenty of horrible thumbnails. But it's there. I think that's unfortunately the problem. Like it's just
yeah,
not wowing.
yeah. There's nothing wowing here. Nothing even telling you about the gameplay. Nothing. There's nothing. You know
Yeah.
that's the problem. You know,
Like
there's a lot of nothing.
I could just imagine like a slightly better version of this would be in like the bottom right hand corner, maybe showing some like high detail cards. Just like something to say, hey, this is a deck builder.
Yeah, maybe have the cards point in a structure wise towards the the
Um,
title.
yep.
Maybe take the mech and have it where the weapon is actually pointing up towards the
The title.
title.
Yeah.
You know, then you'd have
A
a
little
lot
bit.
better structure.
Yep.
You know, maybe even having blasting out a ray through the actual title kind of thing, through slash behind, and have it be where the text really contrast against both of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just needs more to it. Alright. Are you ready for the trailer?
I just a moment. I think everything. I think your camera's freezing or something.
Uh oh. Is it? I seem to be moving.
I meant like on my OBS.
Ah.
Okay, got it fixed.
Oh, it's not like when Tomo got frozen.
No.
All right.
All right. So trailer.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So not really an opening, just showing footage.
Okay. Now I got mine finally going.
All right.
Yeah. There's no code opening here. It's just and they're just showing just gameplay clips and not like quote unquote trailer clips.
Yeah.
Just
Nothing's
feels
being like edited. Nothing's being done special.
yeah, it just feels like random gameplay clips.
Yeah. Like it's just.
Like you shouldn't be waiting, have the people watching the trailer just wait for cards to be drawn on the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And the
something
footage
you
of like the
want to avoid.
loot didn't really do anything. You just showed putting things down, but why?
Yeah. And like they tried a climax there with the with
Mm-hmm.
the mech blowing up at the end, but it was really anticlimactic. A lot of the reason was because of music.
Didn't match.
Mm-hmm. Music really didn't match anything in there.
Yeah. It's just showing footage. And again, that's good if you want a highlight reel. It's not good for a trailer.
Yeah.
Like, this would be more maybe like a third or fourth tier trailer.
Yes. Definitely not
Your first
a
one.
good trailer.
Mm hmm. And again, it's not showing like a lot of variety.
Nope. It showed a lot of the same enemies over and over again.
Yeah. And I just realized they repeated the footage of like selecting loot at 44 seconds with the similar scene at 7 seconds. But there's no real differentiation between why I'm looking at the footage at 4 seconds and the one at 46 seconds.
Or while we were looking at the put it at it at all, because like it was never told us, oh, customize your mechs. It never. It was just here's some random UI.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And like
It
the
was just
map part at 30 seconds is just like, okay. Like, I feel like they're trying to mirror the Slay the Spire trailer, but the Slay the Spire one, I think, did a far better job of conveying what's going on.
hmm
I think another reason for this is that when you look at like how you attack, it's always lasers. It's a red laser, it's a blue laser. Like, it's not the same as in like a Slay the Spire, where it's like, okay, here's my character swinging his sword. Here's the here's him coughing. Here's him throwing knives. Here's him causing poison, and so on.
yeah. The fact that they went with all lasers is not good for the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
as well as a kind of a red flag for the game itself.
Yeah. And then the second trailer is literally 7 seconds long.
And a better one, in my opinion.
Better, but not that much better. Like, it's just, again, like, that's not a trailer. That's, again, more just a highlight reel.
Yeah, but I think it was far better as a
Mm-hmm.
trailer,
Yeah. So,
which will kind of cue you into what kind of grade we're going to give this trailer.
yeah. So, grade wise, I don't think it does enough things wrong to get into the F range, but
No,
it's definitely not even at average.
I think it's pretty close to that range,
Mm, yeah.
and it's definitely very, very much below C range.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give D minus on this trailer. This is
Yeah.
not a good trailer. This
Yeah.
is
And
well below average
yeah,
of
and
what
I
trailers are on Steam.
yeah, and I've been hovering around D minus D, but I think ultimately I have to go with a D minus because just like looking at how they repeat footage in a lot of this trailer is just not good. Again, when we go back to Flynn as like the first part of our stream here, like they show legitimately different footage. Like you could tell that there's, a desert environment, there's a poison environment, there's forest, there's whatever. This it's just the same thing.
Yep, it's all the same thing, and that's definitely what you don't want to
Nope.
show in the trailer.
Alright, so we'll get to the screenshots. And again, like a lot of these screenshots either look like they're duplicates or they're so similar to what we've seen that it's hard to tell.
Yep, and there's so many of these screenshots that are pretty much duplicates of each other.
Yeah, like the second screenshot and the the eighth screenshot, I think are just the same thing, just with one showing a card being used and one not.
Yeah, and the sixth screenshot and the I think it's the first screenshot are the exact same, except for one's got lasers shooting out at it. because they're in the process of using cards.
Yeah. We
And
only
we counted, and then like you look at the third screenshot of random UI, and then you look at the ninth screenshot of the same UI, just in a different random position, and it's just showing all the same stuff over and over again. And there's many other instances of this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just you know they
It's
could lose all these quote unquote duplicate screenshots, and they would be a lot better off for it.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes more is or less is more, and that would be
Mm-hmm.
the case in this, because you don't want to lose people in sameness.
Yeah. So the grade for this one, again, like we say, it's easy to get a high or a low grade when it comes to your
Mm,
screenshots. And yeah, we definitely can't give this in the C range.
no, 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 no. I'm going to go D plus.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to do that as well. It's not, again, like, I'm not even sure, like, how we would. I think F range is just literally take what you put in the trailer, use it as your screenshots, and call it a day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Alright, let's get
So this
to.
is the worst you can do without doing that, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So let's get to about this game. So we start with this just very weird GIF.
That has red flags in it.
Mm-hmm.
You have number one, a bot. It says Wonderbot, so this is a bot saying this game is solid. I mean, why would you want a bot telling you that the game is solid?
Well, that is a YouTuber. I'm not sure they're a human YouTuber. They are a YouTuber.
Uh,
But
yeah,
yeah,
it looks questionable to anybody who does not know that YouTuber.
yeah. And did I
And then
just?
the other one, you have a YouTuber saying, "Did I just die in the menu?" And I think the very last thing you want in pretty much any game is to die while you're in the menu,
Mm-hmm.
which is a massive red flag for this game as a whole. This is very anti-marketing. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lord. This
And
is
then
like, do you want a sucky game? Well, here it is.
yeah, like they're trying to appeal to the super hardcore crowd. I'm sure, but that's not. Again, you're really limiting your market that way.
Okay, you're going to a niche of a niche of a niche, which the fact is I think the most of the hardcore are playing Slay the Spire,
Mm-hmm.
and if this is trying to go more hardcore than Slay the Spire, then that would be dependent on a very small fraction of people
Mm-hmm.
maybe finding this page,
Yeah.
but probably not with how this page is going so far.
Mm-hmm. Then we get a huge wall of text for the story. And again, we're seeing a red flag. They're telling you a lot, but they're not showing you a lot.
And then you have this GIF of just here's UI moving stuff around, and it's like, what does this have to do with what we're reading? Why do I
Mm.
want to see this in the first place? I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, you can move stuff around in the UI, yay.
Yeah, it doesn't represent what the text is. It's not really telling me anything more about this game. Like
Yeah,
a better version of this GIF would have been, showing gear and then showing, what it does. Heavy laser does da 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 da, missile launcher does this, and so on.
yeah. If they showed like a little clip of you just inserting one weapon, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you did that, cut the GIF to you using the weapon, and then then make another GIF of you inserting another weapon, and then show a GIF of that weapon being used. But I mean, like, since every weapon is a laser, I mean, they're
Mm-hmm.
all going to kind of look the same. At least
Yeah.
that's what my take is so far from the store page.
Yeah. Like a higher grade version of this, I could imagine even being something like Rise of the Slime. That the one half of the GIF is putting a weapon in the slot. The other half is actually seeing that weapon fire out and hit something.
Yeah, That would have been really cool.
Yeah. So, and again, there's not really structure to this with the
No.
corruption spreading. The
And you
second,
have a big another too big uh wall of text. I mean, it's not a massive one, but
yeah.
it's a whole sentence too long.
Mm-hmm. And then the second gameplay GIF, it's okay. Like
Yeah,
shows card
it's a
things
it's a
blow
good
up.
GIF. It's not a great GIF, but it's a good
Yeah.
one.
And then
But
here's let's
it's
go
not
ahead.
really going with the what it's talking about though.
Yeah. And then the features section again, you're telling me this, but you're not showing me this.
Yep, just a wall of text, and that's not good.
No. And it makes the game look smaller than what it is.
Yeah,
Like again, each one of these little sections, build the perfect mech, an endless loop, build your perfect build a perfect mech, build your perfect deck. That's very similar. Like these things need GIFs to go with it.
yeah. And what they need is build your perfect mech deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, 30 plus different weapons, 20 plus support, 200 plus unique cards. I'm not
Yeah, but
seeing
it's
that.
not showing it,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't want that. You want to show, not tell. Or show. You want to either show and tell, or just show.
Yeah. And I think there's a better store page here. But the question is, do they have, the actual in-game stuff done to show that off yet? Like,
Yeah.
there's a part in the trailer at, let me see if I can find it really fast. 8, 9, I think it's like very early in. Here it is at the 12-second mark. When you're choosing your mech and you're building things like that, that could have been a GIF where it says, build your perfect mech.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unfortunately, this is just not selling me on this game.
Yeah, because I mean, it's it's nothing but walls of text almost
Mm-hmm.
with one good GIF, one really bad GIF, and one red flag of a GIF.
Yeah.
So like this one, this one bad GIF, I think negates the one good one. This one red
Mm-hmm.
flag GIF negates a lot of other things.
Yep. So, grade wise, I think this is in
This
the F
is
territory.
Yeah, this is an F. This is definitely an F. This is I feel like being generous on this one, and I'm going to go F plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go F plus as well. Again, the structure's not here. It's missing a lot of the details. And that opening GIF just doesn't really sell me on this game.
I mean, I I I kind of want to go just a solid F on this, but I'm going to go generous and go with the F plus.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Let's get to the title card here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, we have two really good tags.
Yep, strategy and RPG, but they don't have three tags, and three tags is the bare minimum that you have to have. You have to have one good tag at
Mm-hmm.
least, and two other tags. And the two give me tags that you can have on anything is
Single player indie.
yeah,
Or,
or multiplayer.
multiplayer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So website we looked at, it's decent. It kind of like hits you like everything right at the start.
Mm-hmm. It's very abrupt.
Yeah. But you can
But
contact.
most indie store pages or websites are not very good.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
it would be on par with the normal.
mm-hmm. So the Twitch we looked at, there's just not a lot going on over there.
Yeah, which we have to demerit for that because it's just a blank account. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. There's no live streams. There's no uh backlog. There's no highlights. There's no nothing.
Mm-hmm. The
It,
YouTube channel,
there's
though.
no even followers on it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I've seen random people that don't do anything except for talk to people on Twitch that have 20 times more followers than that.
Yeah.
And
The YouTube channel is active. They post things like 2 weeks, maybe once a month, that kind of thing.
What about the Twitter?
Yep, they're on there. I believe you can send them a message.
Uh-huh.
They have a Discord server. It does link to it, which is good.
Yep.
Oh, I think Smoke
So,
came on.
but they also have like the Rock and Bushes franchise. They need to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they hit again most of what we want to see, but
Mm.
not everything.
Yeah, they're missing thumbnail. They're missing a tag. They messed up the franchise part. They put a Twitter or Twitch that is irrelevant that is going to ping them for points because
Mm-hmm.
especially since it's a top link below the website kind of thing.
Yep. So
So all those things are going to cost them points. But
yeah,
other than that, they did a good job here.
yeah. So I don't think it does enough to get into the A range.
No. Too many pings there.
Yeah. But still, I think on the higher side.
Yeah.
Hmm. I was like leaning towards B or B plus for this.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah. I think we'll go.
So
I'll go in the middle again. B to B plus range.
yeah, I'll go with the same.
Yeah. So I think
So
that got like
final
the
grade.
highest grade of everything.
Yeah, which is bad because that's the one that counts the least amount
Yeah.
towards your overall grade,
So we gave the trailer a D minus.
which is the core of your grade.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
gave the thumbnail a D/D plus.
mm-hmm.
We gave the screenshots a D plus, which
About
is
this
going to
game and F
both of
plus.
those are going to bring it up slightly.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad when the D/D plus brings your grade up.
Yeah. Um.
The about this game page we got an F plus, which brings it down, and the title card of a B/B plus brings it up.
But I don't think this does enough to move that grade.
Yeah, technically, everything except for the about this game page is bringing it up.
Mm-hmm. But
Technically,
but
but
only very slightly. Like
yeah,
like 0.5 points, 0.25 points, that kind of
point
thing.
0.001 points.
Yeah. This is not the same as Flynn, where we gave the trailer a C minus and a D plus, and then we had a lot of A's that went with it.
Yeah, this is a D, and it has a lot of better D's, a D minus, and it has a lot
Mm-hmm.
of D's and D pluses,
Yeah.
which is mostly holding it, but just slightly raising it.
Yeah.
And then you have
And
the S plus definitely punching it down a
and then the
little bit.
B plus bringing it up.
Yeah, but it's in the part that brings it up the least.
Yeah. So yeah, I think grade wise we have to keep it stable at D minus.
Yeah, D minus for the store page.
Yep, unfortunately. Well, I think that is going to do it for this week. Have anything else you want to say?
Uh, well, if you're interested in some more of my content, come, check out Neon Continuum, the game I'm working on. You can come and play it if you join my Discord kind of thing. Link to my Discord as well as Josh's, which you can, be part of his community over there, are
Mm-hmm.
down in the description, as well as, both of our YouTube channels and whatnot. And also, make sure you smash the lick button and lick the smash button on both of our channels.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to catch these shows live, you can tune in Mondays at 4 p.m. ET. You want to learn more about game design in the industry, tune into the Safely Extreme cast Sundays at 4. And other than that, again, as Shark said, do all the liking, subscribing, Discord joining, and whatnot. But we will be back next week for another set of games. And again, if you'd like to submit a game for a future one, please get in touch. Come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where some of the art and science of games. Until next time, take care.